Gamers Matt Lemke here with your gamer goggles, gamer-goggles.com, and today we have another flip through for you. This one is from Pathfinder on Black Markets. I didn't know what to expect when I first got this book, but I'm glad I picked it up because as a storyteller, I think every game world has to have some black markets. And as you can see as you open the cover, Paizo doesn't waste any time or space getting their content into their book. They use the cover for the different areas of the inner sea. And then, of course, they tell you what is in here for every character, just like they do. The black market tends to focus on alchemists, bards, rogues. And then it goes through every character. It has different things, like it has background information on the black market activities, new feats, and new magic. I am currently playing in a makeshift... Well, okay, we're playing in Rise of the Runelords, which I am running, so I will probably somehow incorporate this book into Rise of the Runelords for my players. But I'm also playing in a game in a alternate universe Eberron campaign, and this is something that my GM has already decided that he wants to borrow because, well, he likes black markets. So anyway, you know, the introduction basically goes through different things. It talks about the possibilities of finding new resources, new opportunities, and the perceptions of what the black market is within the inner sea. And then what's really kind of neat is they lay down this guide of rules and for creating your black markets effectively. So, you know, they give them stat blocks, alignments. It's kind of like, for those of you that might have played Rifts, it kind of reminds me of building your own mercenary company, but not quite as complicated. And then, you know, the different things, like, for example, stat blocks, black markets sometimes offer valuable items, more powerful spellcasting, and things of that nature. So what is this black market going to be known for, basically? And then, in addition to other things, you have different types of qualities, like you might have a diverse economy, which basically the black market attracts a wide variety of vendors, or you might have something that's official understanding, an official understanding for the black market. While it's illegal, it's tolerated by the government authorities, type of thing. And then there's new feats. I kind of like Connected Criminal, because when you're attempting diplomacy within the black market, you can spend as little or as much as like 20 minutes, you know, doing it, or 20 minutes of game time, I should say. And then you apply a crime modifier from the black market for your bluff, diplomacy, profession skills, and you know, possibly some other skills if your GM would allow that. And then it applies to your skill checks that you covertly apply during downtime, which, the way I play lately, downtime is very important. But they have other ones like black market dealings, wary smuggler, and then they move into the different stat blocks of the black markets of Golarion. The first one that they talk about is Dusk Market. The Dusk Market. And Dusk Market is, they have the focus on bribery, social. But, you know, it goes through different stat box, like excess is a DC 20, so it's not easy to find. It's not terribly easy to find, at least. And then they have the different stat blocks here for crime, corruption, lore, society, all those different things. And then the marketplace, it gives you the base value of items with the purchase limit and spellcasting capabilities of up to 7th level. And then the Night Stalls is the next one that they talk about. And just to real quickly go over some of the stuff, it's a little bit more difficult to access. But you have spellcasting of up to 8th level. Minor items available, medium items, and major items might be available. And then you've got the Red Silk Route, which is actually the easiest, I think, of them all to get into. Then you have the Tarnished Halls, and you have the Wagons Light and the Witch Market, which the Witch Market is another one that's a little bit difficult to get into. Witch Market is actually a caravan of Fey merchants. So there's a lot of character there. And, you know, you can make all kinds of different things with your black markets. And then they have a section, which I just mentioned that I'm a fan of downtime. They have black market downtime. All kinds of different new activities and things that you can do with your characters within a black market to get research done, buying items, maybe your profession or your skills, your crafts, and things of that nature. Then they go into some new poisons, which poisons are alchemy based, so I have a love-hate relationship with them. I like a lot of the new things that they've done. I like the creativity that they have with it. Abyssal Arsenic. It's really kind of weird, but it's cool. It's favored by demon cultists, and it's an arsenic that causes deformations in the victim's flesh. But the problem I always have with alchemy type of things is that the DCs are often really low. So they're really only good at low to mid level types of things. I'm working on ways to try and fix that, but they have probably about 8 new poisons, and then they move into corpse trading, which this is a little bit morbid. It wasn't necessarily something that I'm going to use. I shouldn't say morbid, but I was a little bit taken when I saw it. I'm not alarmed or shocked or offended or anything like that. It's just, I wasn't prepared to see corpse trading. I would have expected slave trading first, or child trading or something like that. But corpse trading does fit within the game universe. Cursed relics. This is kind of an interesting section. Is it this one? I think it's on the next page. No, it's not. It's here. This sword is a little bit nutty. Maybe I'm thinking of a different sword. Yeah. It's a bracelet that grants a keen weapon to any piercing or slashing weapon wielded by the wearer. Every time that you get a crit hit from the weapon, you must succeed a fortitude check of 17, or you get a severed hand. So don't use it with a kukri. It's cursed. I like it though, because, well, it's cursed and it's an inexpensive way to get a keen weapon. If you're a paladin, you shouldn't have too much trouble using it effectively. Shouldn't. Doesn't mean you won't, but you shouldn't. And then we move into Pesh. Pesh is like a new kind of alchemy side trait with new feats. Basically, it uses desert cactus and narcotic-like drugs from the plant's milk to create new intoxications or alchemical devices. Now here we go. For those of you that aren't aware or are aware, you can see the Game Master Guide for the rules on Pesh for details on drugs and addiction within the components of the Game Master Guide. So it's not new, but these are new things within the realm of Pesh within Pathfinder. And then they have new things like portable traps, and actually I really like the portable pits. They have a variety of different ones, but basically you roll the pit out, or you roll it up like a bedroll, and then you roll the pit out, and hopefully somebody who's chasing behind you comes around the corner and falls into the pit, which they have an acid pit, a blunt pit, a hungry pit, a persistent pit, and a spiked pit. I kind of like the hungry pit because, well, it gets to like eat things. It's kind of like a big bag of devouring, but not as gruesome or as destructive. And they have like secret faiths, and this is really kind of interesting. You have this whole like cult of churches and things that work within the black markets. And just to touch base real quick on what they think faith should be within role playing in Galaria is religion is an integral part of many people's lives across Galaria. So they think that faith should be something that the players should wrestle with, and then they give them all these different tools to do it. Now, they have hidden holy items within black markets, which is really kind of neat. I kind of like Dissident's gloves because they're fingerless gloves and they contain small stitching. But all that aside, here is the important part. The icon is invisible in the gloves. So it appears and then glows like a candle. While the image is visible, any worshiper of appropriate faith touches it and they can use it as a holy symbol for one full day. It's a very inexpensive item to have made or to find. So they're just kind of neat. In that way you can be this rogue cleric and make things happen. Or you can be a cleric in disguise. And then they have a whole subculture called secret signs. Well, it's not a subculture. It's like a new language on signing and using things within black market because, they are a secret and stuff. So the black market is the type of thing that goes on right underneath your nose and you might not even know you're walking through it, right? This furthers that type of story within Galarian. And then they have new spells and smuggler types and character archetypes. So, okay, here you go. Extra Dimension School, Focused Arcane School. Basically, you're able to carry far more than they appear to. Those who focus on creation of extra-dimensional spaces make especially good smugglers. Focused Arcane Schools, more powers granted by Wizards Arcane School. So basically, you choose this as your school, and the power replaces Summoner's Charm of the Conjuration School, and it gives you Reshape Space. Which is really a cool spell, in my opinion. Which I hope... There. And then you have the Pack Mule Fighter archetype. Relic Raider, who is a rogue. Relic Raiders are rogues that specialize in recovering treasures from ruins and things of that type. It's the first, in my opinion, true Indiana Jones rogue archetype in the game. And then there's some smuggler spells. So you have Arcane Pocket, which basically, as you can think of, it makes your pockets deeper. Vicossus Vessel, which kind of does the same thing, but will negates the text. See text spell resistance. Casting the vessel on another creature or placing another container or placing a new item in an existing container immediately dismisses the spell. So basically, here we go. Zoom in real quick. It must be a small container, 1 foot by 1 foot by 1 foot roughly, or smaller. And, will save, balances things out and stops you. They don't have to fall prey to the spell's effects. But all items within the spell or the container when it's cast, but they can't be noticed or removed. So basically it's like, hey, you cast the spell and you say basically, these are not the items you are looking for. And they don't see them. It's kind of like the droids in Star Wars. And that was a roundabout way to get there, but I'm sorry about that. And then there's the new archetypes of for buyers, basically, buyers, or I should say sellers. So you have the Poisoner, the Eldritch Poisoner. He's an alchemist archetype. You have a Hoaxer Bard. They specialize in creating valuable-looking counterfeits, so they're forgers. And then Black Market Magic. There's some really cool things in here. My favorite was... Oh, I'm thinking about a different book. Oh, no, it's right here. It's the Incendiary runes. So you're all familiar with explosive runes, right? Basically, this is explosive runes, except that instead of a small surge of flames, it's an explosion of force. It deals 1d6 points of fire damage to any creatures and objects in adjacent squares, and those creatures and objects catch on fire unless they succeed reflex saves. So, you were trying to read my spellbook? Haha, you're on fire. That type of thing. So, now, Black Markets is, I had a lot of fun reading this book. There's tremendous amount of potential in doing things that make your game world richer and fuller. I think that's a lot of what it is designed to do. It's both a player companion and a GM companion, in my opinion. Will every player use it? Will every player use it all the time? No, but it is a great tool to have on your shelf. It's something that I'm glad that I picked up, and I look forward to using on a semi-regular basis. So thanks for watching. This has been another flip through with Matt Lemke from Through Gamer Goggles on Pathfinder Player Companion Black Markets. Stop back soon. Check us out. Our flip throughs are going to be coming back around about every 2 weeks now. Hope to see you at some of the local cons. I think my next one is going to be Origins Game Fair. So if you see me run around Through Gamer Goggles shirt, stop, say hi. Let me know what video you saw, and I appreciate it. Thank you.